All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Town of Groveland Zoning Board of Appeals for September 20th, 2023. Can I have a motion to open?
Motion open.
Seconded. All those in favor? Aye. All right, we are off and running here. All right, first on the agenda, application 2024-3, 934 Salem Street, applicant Carboni Pub 97 LLC. A public hearing in accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 48, as amended for application 2024-3, made by Carboni Pub 97 LLC for the premises located at 935 Salem Street, map 161, lot 053, in the Industrial 1 zoning districts for a special permit in accordance with section 50.4.5 Table of Uses of the Groveland zoning bylaw to operate a restaurant. And we have the applicants here. Mikey, would you like to go over your application?
Yeah, I guess there are some things we would like to go over. Just some concerns, general concerns, hours of operation, deliveries, some of the specifics that are detailed in this.
All right. Could you just do me a favor and introduce yourself first for the record?
Sorry, I'm Peter Carboni, and this is my wife, Monica Carboni. We're both 50% owners of this endeavor.
Thank you.
So, do you want me to?
We're going to, based on the draft that was sent from Annie today,
Yeah,
as
because
far
Annie
as,
made some notes on it as well, about some things that, she thought might want to be changed, but starting in the section under conditions.
So, but just backing up, just real quick, so you're going to be the new owner-operators of Pub 97?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, sorry.
And so this is just an application to continue using it as the restaurant?
okay, that's what I wanted to
Yes.
clarify.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
application we submitted prior to this meeting to get the ball rolling, we have here. I don't think we have any questions or any concerns with that. If you do, we can go over it. I have a copy
Right.
with me, and then we can address the, what was drafted of the appeal decision.
Generally speaking, the applicant will just give a quick summation of this is what I'm applying for, this is...
Okay.
No.
You want to do that really quick?
Yeah, so what we're applying for is, as you referenced, we're going to be the new operators of Pub 97. We're not buying the land and building, we're just buying the business. It's an asset purchase. And
No
in-
structural changes will be made to the building, and everything will continue to operate as it's been operating under the current owners. I think that's,
Okay.
and no, at this time, no proposed changes to anything, so.
Okay, thank you. I'd just like to get that on the record.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, appreciate that. Now, you said that, the town planner, Andy, did send out a draft, and so you want to go over a couple points on that?
Yeah, and I'm not sure if this is, if you're who we should be talking, if we're
The forum.
Please.
talk about the zoning board, but,
Yeah.
like, one of the things that we would like to have changed eventually is, under the conditions, number 2, the hours of operation shall be Sunday through Thursday, 11 to 12, Friday to Sunday, 11 to 1. A little, and then number 5 says deliveries and pickups are allowed during operating hours only. So one of the things that we want to change is the hours of operation, and we'd like to be able to list it as, 8 or 9 in the morning. Deliveries do come before 11 o'clock there. And then the other thing is, too, is in the future, if we want to be able to open, like, the back room for, let's say, Mercy Meals or private parties, or be able to offer brunches to groups, we'd like to have an earlier time frame than 11 a.m. And actually, we'd like to, and that coincides with number 5 about deliveries,
Delivery
pickups.
times, it would cover both.
It would take care of both of those things.
So what time did you say you want to amend the opening hours until?
I'd actually like it to be 8.
8? Okay.
And it's not something we're gonna do. Really, for the first year or two, the hours are pretty much gonna stay 11 to, 10, but we want to have the flexibility that if we do, maybe it's a special occasion, and we want to open up earlier for something like a Mercy Meal or
Just the
something
option
like
to,
that,
yeah.
then we had options
All
to.
right, so for all 7 days?
Yes.
Well, I think, and just to be able to ensure that deliveries are going to be okay at 9 AM on any day of the week. Or any time before 11 AM, I should say, any day of the week.
All right, any other points that you wanted to go over?
They'll probably address.
You know, I don't think so. You know, Annie had also, number 6 is maximum square footage of the building area limited to approximately 2640 square feet. Additional, and then Annie's comment is to add in there, additional square footage can be added given appropriate permits. So I'm assuming if we did want to put an addition on, we're going to have to come, you know, ask if we can do so, go through zoning, and
Yeah, you have to go through the appropriate town process.
so we're going to have
yeah.
to do that anyhow, yeah.
Right.
So there's,
Yeah.
just leave it, there's no point of changing anything there. It's, I think from our.
Yeah, other than that, everything else is pretty straightforward. There's,
They might have some questions regarding the live music, a couple of notes that Annie made
yeah,
that,
Yeah, I saw that, and she noted that he believes that there's live music now. So, does anyone particularly have an issue with music in that area of town, or?
Given its location, I don't know why that's even a condition in the original.
I mean, that was
Yeah.
my thought, too. I don't know that there's any butters that they would
No.
have any issue with it, so,
I would say we don't need that.
yeah.
So we want to eliminate the no live music?
I mean, I'd certainly be okay with it,
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
yeah.
And I don't think we've had any comment about this before the meeting,
No, I mean, I don't see.
public comment, yep.
Yeah. No, and to your point, there's, you know, there's no one there for it to bother, so. All right, so, Mr. Mr. Carboni, any other comments?
I mean, I also, at the very last, number 25, Annie had written in a different way to handle complaints, and just changing the wording a little bit on, you know, if there were complaints, permit is subject to recall if written complaints are received, where she has a nice little addendum that makes it a little bit more,
No, yeah, agreed, and I like the additional verbiage there, that, you know, that any complaints would be subject to due
we'd get
process
notified.
accordingly, yeah.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct, yeah.
And in terms of the hours, I actually made a note to Annie that the original permit, 12 PM generally refers to noon, and the intention there was 12 AM, midnight. So when we update the hours, we'll make sure we get that correct.
Okay.
I was wondering about live music. Should it be good to crack it off at like midnight so they'd have an hour to get people ready on their way to go?
I mean, I don't know that we need to have it in the permit, though. I mean, at least, and I wouldn't think. I mean, they're gonna
No,
wanna
it's
clear,
just
they're gonna wanna clear
asking
people
a
out so they can go home anyways, so.
That's cool.
there won't be any music
It won't
past
be
12
any
a.m.
band,
Can guarantee that one. Probably scoot it up a couple
unless we get
hours.
like, you know, Willie Nelson or Luke Combs.
Yeah, we might then, bend the rules a little bit.
We'll
but-
come ask, we'll get special permission.
I just ask you that you let the board know if that happens, please.
All right.
All right, great. So since there's no other public here, there's no need for public comments, and we did not receive any, as John noted. Board discussion.
I noted that on the hours, what zone is that area?
Industrial?
Industrial one,
Industrial typically starts at 7 AM.
right.
So just in terms of consistency, I think 7 AM would be a good start time.
Yeah,
Okay, so that
that's
is
because they have it by right, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's even better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then, on number 9, it talks about no petroleum, chemical solvents, hazardous or toxic materials, or any other substance deemed hazardous shall be stored or used on the premises. I would
like to add other than normal cleaning material? Because that's gonna be there, I hope.
I'm sure the health department hopes too.
And then more of the same in terms of no storage or uses of fertilizer. I know it's concerned because it's on the
On the aquifer.
aquifer, but I imagine normal household landscaping is gonna require some fertilizer as well, just to keep the property up and looking proper. And other than that, I didn't see anything that I saw that needed to be tweaked.
Should we remove the things that Annie suggested we discuss and, the extraneous conditions that are met in other parts of the permitting process?
Like number 21, no machinery other than kitchen food prep items, blenders,
yeah.
grinders.
And 19?
Yeah. 19, so as part of the permit, that can be moved as part of the zoning bylaw, that meets the dimensional requirements anyways, so I think we'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Well, number 6, are we gonna eliminate that?
I think number 6, we were just adding the additional square footage can be added given appropriate permits.
Right.
So then we're gonna have to at least scratch limited or something. He's gotta, if we're gonna give him room to expand. If the permit says it
That
can
makes
only
sense.
be 26, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I suppose eliminating it might be a good idea, because then if he's gonna expand, he has to go through the proper permits anyway.
Right.
So we don't need to put that in
Yes,
there.
yeah, so I don't know that
That's
we,
kinda what I'm thinking. Do we
Yeah.
need it? If we don't.
no, I mean, I don't see why we want to call out a square area.
No,
Like-
that's
like I
what I'm
said,
saying.
if any building will
If he
need to be, go
expands, he's
through.
gotta go before all the boards
Right.
anyway, right?
So as number 6 is written, just remove the word limited to.
I think
I think we're just to scratch number 6. is what
Okay.
we're talking
If
about.
if you expand, you're gonna have to go before all the boards.
Anyhow,
You're
correct.
gonna have to meet all the
Support those.
parameters for setbacks and all that anyways.
Yep.
We're eliminating 6.
Eliminating 6, yep. I think all the other notes were really there. And we said we're okay with eliminating 21, right? 'Cause that's kind of a nonsense
Mhm.
clause.
19 and 21.
Yeah.
And 20, do we need that? Because Title V's taking care of that, right?
Right.
Requirement by the state.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then we already discussed the complaints one, that we're amending that to get to a little extra verbiage there.
So we're scratching 6, and what else?
Oh,
So we're scratching 6, we're scratching 21, we're amending 17, 25,
and I was thinking on 4.
and 4. I have a note on 4 too.
It talks about the parking for off-street
Mhm.
for employees and patrons. They should probably include the residents that live there.
Good point, yeah.
Yeah, isn't there a residence upstairs?
Yeah, 2 apartments, I believe, if I
Yep.
remember correctly.
Yeah, so instead, and residents.
And then the amendment of the operating hours to 7 AM. Open. All right, any more discussion?
We could have a new breakfast joint there now, too, if we're willing to work 15, 16, 17 hour days.
Or if you make enough money so you can actually pay people to work for
Pay
you.
other people to do, there you
Yeah,
go, there you
You
go.
can just manage the breakfast one.
Yeah.
All right, so anyone want to fly a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the special permit as edited.
All right, so we have a motion to approve application 2024-3 and as amended. Second?
I'll second that.
All right, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
guys.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Look forward to it.
Appreciate it.
All right, moving on.
Guys have any other questions for us? Well,
You're good.
we're good?
Not yet.
Okay.
Just look forward to that. Now I want breakfast.
We'll see you on that.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And in the future, maybe we even have a little retail store there too.
Yeah,
It's kind of like a beef company.
There you go. Go get them.
I would look forward to that.
Thanks, guys.
thank you so much,
Thank you so
guys.
much.
Enjoy
All
the
right,
rest of your day.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Have our own little tuckaway tavern.
All right. All right.
Does that need to be put in?
I mean, none into the restaurant, that'd be a separate thing. Yeah. All right, next up, correspondence. So we have a letter from the building commissioner regarding 154 Center.
Close the public hearing or anything?
The back here now?
Do we, because I thought we just, Rebecca, procedurally, the vote we just took closes the public hearing on that application, right? We don't need to close it? Okay. All right, doesn't hurt, all right.
So I'll make a motion to close the public hearing for application 2024-3 for 934 Salem Street.
There's a second?
Second.
All right, there's a second. All those in favor? All right, public hearing closed. Thank you. All right, so we have a letter from the building commissioner regarding 154 Center Street. Give me 1 second, let me flip to my packet here. So this is regarding 154 Center Street, Jesse Jalbert owner, that's the waste removal company. I assume you've all had a chance to read that. We've tabled the discussion till the October 4th meeting, as per the last meeting, but we did just want to make it a record that this letter was sent out by Sam to Jesse, addressing some of the nonconformances that were initially observed at Sam's initial visit. So let me get my best speaking voice on here, and I'll read this into record. So dated September 14, 2023, to HK Realty LLC, care of Jesse Jalbert, regarding 154 Center Street, Groveland. Dear Mr. Jalbert, on January 20th, 2023, you were sent an enforcement order regarding violations of conditions of special permit 2023-4. Below is an excerpt from that letter with the conditions of concern. Below each of those conditions, I have noted the status of the items of concern, of each of the statuses of concern, excuse me. From the 7/20/2023 order, pursuant to special permit 2023-4 recorded on January 5th, 2023, book 41103, page 551, the following itemized conditions as listed on the special permit were to have been met and thus far are not in compliance. Condition 2, storage of completely or partially full dumpsters shall be limited to the area on the site reserved for proposed full dumpster storage on the plot plan referenced below. Such areas shall be constructed of impervious surface for curbing spills. Comments by Sam on this are, on the 14th were, although this condition has not been met, I do not find it in violation at this time. As you indicated at the September 6, 2023 ZBA meeting, that you will not be storing full or partially full dumpsters anywhere on the site at this time. If you plan to start storing full or partially full dumpsters, this condition will need to be met and inspected by me prior to use. Regarding condition 3, which is the items on the prohibited items list submitted by the applicant shall not be accepted for dumpster disposal. This condition was resolved and no further violations of this conditions have been observed. Condition 4, the applicant shall construct a fence and a gate separating the truck and full and empty dumpster storage areas from the remainder of the site. As shown on the plot plan referenced below, the applicant may construct a temporary fence pending completion of the town sewer project along the eastern boundary of the property. Sam's finding is that he finds this condition has been met by the fencing in place in its current location. If the fence is relocated or a new fence installed, an inspection will be required. Regarding condition number 5, no dumpsters full or empty will be stored outside the designated fencing area, meaning the area southerly of the fence and easterly of the building. This condition has been met, and no further violations of this condition have been observed. Condition 6, the applicant shall maintain a vegetative buffer between the developed portions of the site and the adjacent Center Street, and add to the vegetative buffer with deer-resistant plantings, which will be approved by the Board of Appeals at a regularly scheduled meeting. Such approval not to be unreasonably conditioned, withheld, or delayed. The applicant may add supplemental fencing in the future if so desired. He notes that in response to his July 20th, 23 order, a vegetation screening plan was submitted at the September 6, 2023 ZBA meeting. It was neither voted or approved nor rejected. Once approved, it is expected that the screening will be installed immediately, as is the intent. So the screening was to limit visual impacts to the neighbors while operating your business, which has been in operation for several months now. Same notes at the September 6, 2023 meeting, the board brought up condition 9 of the special permit, which prohibits the storage of full or partially full dumpsters for more than one night, and whether the vehicle transporting trash was considered a dumpster. For him to act on this, further clarification will be required. And then he notes, any questions or concern, please reach out to him at his normal business hours and contact number. So that letter was received by the applicant. Again, we just wanted to read into the record. We have this discussion scheduled for the next meeting on October 4th. So everyone, please digest that and be ready to discuss at the next meeting. All right. Additional correspondence, we did receive an update from Bill Daly regarding his site. Bill sent an email to Annie, an email dated September 18th, 2023. Annie just wanted to give you an update on the status of the project. We currently have our application for the building permit in Sam's office and are working through the reviewer's comments. The plan as of now is to hopefully start construction in the spring. With regards to any flooding, the site can easily handle the on-site rainfall along the rainfall from Salem Street that travels around the catch basins onto Sewell Street. Flooding on Sewell Street occurs during heavy flooding rainfall only because my site cannot handle the Salem Street water also. The rainfall from Salem Street travels across Greenwood Auto and around both catch basins onto the Sewell Street, which in turn floods if my site is already handling heavy rainfall. Sam has been out to see what's happening, but I'd be more than happy to go over it with you. Thank you, Bill Daly. All right. Any questions or comments regarding Bill's update? All right. I think that's all we have for correspondence tonight. Next up, approval of the June 21st, 2023 meeting minutes. Has anyone had a chance to review? I'll make a motion to approve the June 21st, 2023 meeting minutes.
I'll second that.
All those in favor? All right, unanimous. Minutes approved. Town planner update. So Annie left us a note. As a reminder, for our next meeting is scheduled for October 4th. Additionally, next Thursday, September 28th at 6 p.m. is the first public engagement session for the housing production plan is taking place. More information can be found on the grants and projects portion of the town website. So hope everyone please engages with that. Other items not reasonably anticipated. I did want to make one note, just with some of the emails that the board has had going across lately, if we could just be careful when replying to all. I don't want to make sure we're careful with the open meeting laws and make sure that we're, discussing things in session when we should be. So please let us all, including myself, take heed of that. Please and thank you. Any other items not reasonably anticipated by anybody? John, you good? John, you good? Jason? Rebecca, anything from the town? No? All right. I'll make a motion to close the meeting at, what are we at, 7:52 p.m.
Seconded.
All right, all those in favor? Unanimous. Good night, folks.